Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit ActiveDay.com to apply.
Goose, Kelly, and Thick Rick.
They don't know what the they're doing. You understand that?
On the Blitz.
You know what?
What?
You know what the best way to start the day is?
What's that?
Well, I've got I don't even know what to call it. My Lucky Show pen, we'll call it. It's a pen I use to write down notes, whatever I have to do, and 99.9% of the time, if we're on the air or about to get on the air, I pick up my pen. I don't know, it's like a conductor's thing. I don't know.
It's like Tom Cruise's bat and A Few Good Men.
Something like that, yes.
Can't think without my bat.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, 2 seconds ago, I picked up my pen, and I was kind of just tapping it, and it went flying out of my hand. But with my ninja-like reflexes, I grabbed it and it was falling. But unfortunately, I followed through and I just punched myself in the nut, and it really hurts right now.
Just the one nut?
Yes. Right in the left testa. Wow. How are you, Kelly?
I'm feeling better than you are, I think.
I guarantee you my wife is laughing so hard right now because she loves man ball pain.
You remember the last time you accidentally just punched yourself right in the ball?
Is that a common occurrence?
Oh, it happens. It does happen.
Just gets in the way, huh?
Yeah.
It's not pleasant.
How are you, Vic?
I'm good, but I'm a little, I can
Got the
feel.
shivers.
I got a little chill down there.
Yeah.
It's like, because I know what that feels like.
You got that whole, upper, lower abdomen cramp?
Yeah. Like you just kind of squirm a little.
Almighty.
Don't do that anymore.
Believe that.
Just over a pen.
Just went to snatching. I was like, pink, and I was like, eh.
It only takes the lightest little flick,
it's
man.
the worst. Anyways, welcome to your Tuesday. We're going to have some rain, most likely, at least to start the day, but it will clear out about lunchtime, which means it's going to be humid, high at 85 today. But all in all, should be a really good Tuesday. Coming up here in just about 35 minutes or so, we have got your Adam Sandler tickets if you want to go see that show coming up at Nationwide Arena on October 15th.
Have you seen him live before?
I've never seen him live.
I haven't either.
No.
Kelly?
No? I'd love to.
I've watched some of his specials and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not that I don't find Adam Sandler funny, but he's not way up there for me.
Well, in terms of stand-up, I don't know if I've ever seen his stand-up.
I just clips.
I've only seen movies, and
Yeah.
I really like him, so I think it'd be a fun experience.
The Hanukkah song, the Thanksgiving
Right.
song, I've heard those things, but I don't think I've seen him
And it's
full stand-up.
Yeah, it's untraditional stand-up. He's not up there just telling jokes the whole time. Very, very music intensive and things like that. So, but all in all, it should be a great show.
Just kind of performing.
Yeah, right. Yep. So we'll get you those tickets coming up right around 7:45. But we will begin, as we always do, Thick, with Blitz Morning Trivia. What you got?
Yeah, see if we can get somebody $25 to go spend at Waterbeds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores. Metallica just set a new 2-show attendance record. In what city? At a NFL stadium. That'll give you a hint.
Oh, I had a bunch of
narrows
friends
it down.
there.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a clue.
Uh-huh.
If you know anything
gave
about
it away.
Goose.
Or it could trick them. Depends. So, yeah, tell us the city that Metallica set the new 2-show attendance record in, and if you're the first one to do that, we will hook you up with $25 to Waterbeds and Stuff.
All right, Thick, let's get that answer for Blitz Morning Trivia.
All right, the question was, Metallica just set a new 2-show attendance record for what venue in what city? We just needed to know the city, and that would have been Empower Field at Mile High, which, of course, is Denver. You said you had friends there.
Oh, I had a bunch of friends there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I saw all their social media posts.
Live Nation says Metallica's 2 shows on June 27th and 29th brought in over 152,000 fans setting a new record for the stadium. Also, their foundation, All Within My Hands, they do this everywhere they go. They collect blood for Red Cross, and they teamed up with the Denver Red Cross, collected 240 units in the days leading up to the concert, the largest in Denver Red Cross history. And this was the last double show of Metallica's M72 World Tour.
Oh, was it really?
And that tour began April 27, 2023 in Amsterdam. So over 2 years and we were fortunate enough to get it here at Sonic. And
great place to see a show. I hope they did it in the center. I would have to assume they did it in the center of the field.
I would imagine, we couldn't do that at Sonic, but I know where they did that. All of those shows, most of them, they had what they called the snake pit, where you could buy and they were expensive.
Yeah.
But you could be in the center, and this stadium rotated around, and you were actually in the center of it, as opposed to all the people around the outside.
Oh, okay.
But it was like several $1,000s for a ticket for that.
Greatest show I ever saw was at Mile High. Was U2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the 360 tour. Oh my God, unbelievable. Yeah, great place to see a show.
Phil down in Grove City was the first one to text in the correct answer, so Phil scores $25 to head over to Waterbeds and stuff.
Phil?
Yes, Phil.
Phil?
Flying High again. Ozzy Osbourne just played. If you're gearing up and getting ready for Saturday night, July 5th, that is going to be Ozzy and Black Sabbath's final show. Well, Ozzy's final show. Of course, the star-studded lineup is going to be performing. Ozzy is going to do something. Don't know what yet.
He's going to do a few solo songs.
We'll wait and see. Gearing up and getting ready for that, Loudwire.com put together this list of the greatest Ozzy albums and the greatest Ozzy songs. They ranked them. Do you want to take a guess, Thick, if you could, what would be Ozzy's greatest album?
Well, it's between Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, and this is my opinion.
Okay.
It's hard to pick one of the two. I'm going to say Blizzard because it's got Crazy Train on it, which is probably the biggest song of his career.
Okay. Well, I will tell you this, Thick. Very impressively, you picked number 1 and number 2.
Okay.
Diary of a Madman and Blizzard of Oz.
Which one was first?
And yet again, Thick, very impressive. You picked number 1.
Well, I mean, it's just...
Blizzard of Oz.
I grew up with those albums. That was my first concert, was his Diary of a Madman tour.
Now I want to go through the songs here. Hold on. They listed like 75 songs, so I got to scroll down here. Okay. So what song are you going number 1? That's according to Loudwire magazine.
According to Loudwire?
Yeah.
I got to believe they...
And then, let me rephrase, because they did combine Ozzy and Black Sabbath.
Oh,
on this
really?
list. Yes. Now, you got the albums right, but these are the songs. So what might be your guess?
Oh, my gosh. So is it a Sabbath song?
It is a Sabbath song.
Okay, then probably Iron Man or War Pigs.
Crazy Train.
Paranoid.
Well, all right. Well, I'll tell you this.
Well, Crazy Train's an Ozzy song.
War Pigs, number 2. Well, they combined them.
They did both.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but he said the number 1 was a Sabbath song.
Number 1 was a Sabbath song.
Okay.
War Pigs was number 2. Children of the Grave, number 3. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, number 4. Sweet Leaf, number 5. Iron Man's number 6 on the list.
So is it Paranoid?
It is not Paranoid.
What's number 1?
Actually, Paranoid's number 9.
Wait, NIB? No, I can't even imagine. What is it?
No, number 1 is Black Sabbath.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's his best song.
That's what they're calling it. That's what they're saying.
It's good, but
I would think War Pigs or Iron Man for sure.
Why, their solo song. I would take I Don't Know over Black Sabbath.
Let's see.
Which is a
Symptom
solo
of the Universe, number 10. Yeah. NIB's number 11. Megalomania, number 12. So
it sounds like mostly Sabbath are his top songs?
Yeah. Yep.
Where did the hit Ozzy Osbourne Lita Ford song "Close My Eyes Forever" come in? That's a great tune.
It is a great tune.
It.
Yes, absolutely, it's a great tune.
Well, I'm up to 35, and
Still
I haven't seen it on the list.
No,
not at all. I apologize. That's out of the Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Our first story takes us to Spotsylvania, Virginia. Yes, that's a real place, Spotsylvania. 30-year-old man by the name of Austin Kyle. We talk about this all the time. If you would just be a little bit smarter, you could probably get away with more crimes. But Austin Kyle is now facing multiple charges because he decided to jump on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, a lot of us have done it. We did it before we moved. We did it after we moved to get rid of a bunch of stuff we found out we didn't need. It's a great place to just get rid of stuff you don't need, maybe make a couple bucks. However, if you are a criminal with a really long rap sheet, you probably should not put firearms and drugs on your Facebook Marketplace. Spotsylvania County Sheriff's deputies spotted the social media post advertising the sale made by the wanted suspect and decided, hey, I wonder if we reply, we could maybe go purchase these items and visit Mr. Kyle. And that's exactly what they did. They sent him a message saying, we're interested in purchasing your items. And sure enough, they showed up at the door, and that is when he was arrested and taken to Rappahannock Regional Jail. Yes, Rappahannock Regional Jail inside Spotsylvania, Virginia. Kyle was charged with Schedule 1 and 2 narcotic possession, which is his third offense, a firearm, on possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of a firearm while possessing narcotics with intent to distribute, distribution of a weapon of terrorism, because he was selling fentanyl, and an outstanding warrant. He'll be spending some time in jail.
I feel like he's gotten away with it in the past. That's why I wonder. Because that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, right? You would think.
Yeah.
I sometimes I hear these stories, I'm like, this guy wanted to go to jail, right? There's
also that.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Kelly, you might be onto something. It's like, did I get away with this previously? Where it's like, they're never going to catch me. They'll never catch on to me publicly selling drugs and guns on social media.
I have a private Facebook profile. They can't see my Facebook Marketplace posts.
Right. Second story takes us down to Florida. Yes, we've got a WTF. What the Florida? 43-year-old Michael O'Neill showed up at a hospital in St. Petersburg with a stab wound last month and needed emergency surgery. We don't have a ton of details. We don't know who stabbed him or why, but there's a good chance that drugs were involved because while he was in surgery, a nurse found his stash. They found a ball of tinfoil with white rocks in it, along with a crack pipe and a lighter. Kelly, would you like to take a guess as to where they found the tinfoil with white rocks in it, along with a crack pipe and a lighter on Mr. O'Neill's person while in surgery?
Oh, boy. Well, did he swallow it? Was it in his stomach?
It was not in his stomach.
Okay, then there's only one other place it could be.
And where would that be, Kelly?
Right up the old poop chute.
That's right.
They love butt drugs.
Wrecked him, damn near killed him. Yes, a nurse found the tinfoil. Tinfoil does not round out smoothly.
That had to hurt so bad.
What about the pipe?
There had to be micro cuts from that.
Oh,
because it's probably not.
You're not getting like a smooth marble ball.
No. And I mean, the skin up there is probably pretty delicate because you don't get
thin.
Calluses unless you're
It's pretty thin.
Unless this wasn't the first time.
There's also that possibility.
It can't be, right? It can't be the first time.
Probably
you
not.
fit all that in there.
Yeah, if you get a crack pipe and a lighter up there with the ball of tinfoil,
I feel like the lighter's not a stretch.
I mean,
that pipe's not a stretch. Honestly,
you are definitely not playing tight end. You are playing wide receiver for sure.
I want to know. I really, really want to know what was going on that night before this, before he got hurt and had to go to the hospital, because it was already in there, right?
Yeah, well, what
do you think?
Did he get stabbed? And post-stabbing, then insert said drugs?
No, come on.
He's like, I'm not leaving without these, but I have to go to the hospital, and I don't want them to find them, so I know where I can put them, right in the old prison wallet. I don't know.
Maybe that's what happened.
I feel like when you get stabbed, the first thing you're thinking of is, I hope I have enough life left in me to tell somebody to please remove this stuff from my BH.
Yeah.
He was probably like, hey, can somebody... Ooh.
What kind of phone call is that? If I die, make sure to get the drugs out of my bunghole and clear my search history. Your two biggest concerns, for sure. They did take Michael to jail once he recovered. He's facing charges for drug possession and possession of drug paraphernalia. It is not his first rodeo. He's got a long rap sheet full of other drug charges, including an arrest last year, where cops also found drugs in his butt. So I guess it's kind of his go-to move. He has got the capable O-ring to hold on to tinfoil with rocks in it.
At this point, this guy just likes stuff up there. You know that's
a total possibility as well.
He probably just forgot it was up there this time around. It's like, oh, well, I'm always walking around with extra drugs up my butt.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, sometimes you just need some butt drugs. You're not so breaking news. 99.7 The Blitz. We are just a couple days away from celebrating July 4th. Going to be a great weekend. I hope you get that extra day and get to spend some time with some family. We have got Adam Sandler tickets to give away. Nationwide Arena, October 15th. If you want to go, 800-821-9970. It's time for the annual tradition of a firework or sex toy, because we all know fireworks have got some really crazy names. In fact, Kelly, you've got a bunch of family coming into town.
I do.
And what did you say, your brother-in-law is in charge of the fireworks?
My brother-in-law, yes.
He's in charge of the fireworks.
Yes.
He's going to pick up the good ones.
The Husker Do's, the Husker Don'ts.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Did you know, I didn't know until I was doing research for this game, looking up like different fireworks and stuff. They now have one, and I don't know, maybe it's been around for a couple years, but they have a giant firework. It's got like 30 tubes that fire off big old fireworks in the sky. It's called Put It in Reverse. Put it in reverse, Terry! Put it in reverse!
Classic.
Do you know that they have a mannequin at Kelly's house?
No.
They
we have a...
blow up?
There's various things have been fired at this mannequin. It was originally purchased to scare off deer, because deer were destroying our property.
Oh, okay. It was your version of a scarecrow.
Our version of a scarecrow.
Okay.
And it did work. But then over the years, it has gotten very weather beaten, so we've taken to just using it for target practice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's...
So the Roman candles and everything?
Oh, Roman candles, guns, everything. Yeah, the thing's
they shoot
obliterated.
everything where she lives.
I wonder... If you were to put on, I don't know, get some sort of, like, a piece of plank wood, could you get one of those, the bigger fireworks, and, like, stand it upright? Like, if you screwed it into the plank, so then you've got the tubes firing like a big Roman candle? I'm not recommending doing that. That sounds extremely dangerous. I'm just saying, could you?
Well, we leaned our mannequin back, and my brother-in-law put a Roman candle in between its legs, and then we videoed it firing. You have to make not out of his butt, it's like a ding dong,
like a ding dong.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know how boys like to do that.
Absolutely,
with a hose.
Absolutely,
and everything got to be turned into a ding dong.
If we are not imitating our ding dong doing different actions, then are you really living? Come on. All right, 800-821-9970 Blitz. Good morning.
Hello?
Who's this? Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Jerry.
Jerry. All right, Jerry. We've got tickets for Adam Sandler up for grab. Very simple game. Firework or adult toy. I'm going to give you the name, and all you have to do is tell me whether or not I'm giving you the name of a firework or if I'm giving you the name of an adult toy, okay?
Now, wait, this is not Jerry from Jerry's Fireworks, is it?
It is not.
Okay, that wouldn't be fair.
Cheating. Yeah, that'd be straight up cheating. Absolutely. All right, Jerry, first one. Here we go. Shuckin' Aw Corn Cannon. Firework or adult toy?
Shuckin' Aw Corn Cannon. I'm going to go adult toy.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry. That is a firework. A Shuckin' Aw Corn Cannon? I don't know if I would want that as a sex toy. That would be weird.
You are kinky.
Ribbed for her pleasure. All right, Jerry. Here we go. Firework or adult toy? Cat scat fever.
Cat scat fever. Firework.
That is a firework. Yes. Good job. All right. Here we go. Jerry. Firework or adult toy? Big American. Big American.
Big American. Oh, Big American. Say firework.
That is a firework. Yes, good job. All right, here we go. Jerry. Laser kitties. Laser kitties. Firework or adult toy?
Laser kitties. Let's go adult toy with this one.
Pew, 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 pew.
That's a firework, yeah. All right, we're 2-2. This is the tiebreaker. Are you ready, Jerry?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Adam Sandler tickets up for grabs if you can get this one right. Firework or adult toy? 15-inch chocolate pirate dildo.
I'm going to have to go with adult toy.
That is an adult toy, yes! Yes, congratulations, Jerry. I don't know how you did it, but you figured it out.
Lucky guess.
That was a very lucky guess, Jerry. I was a little concerned I wasn't going to be able to give you the tickets, but you figured it out. Adam Sandler at Nationwide Arena on October 15th. Jerry, you're going to be there. I hope you have a great time. You hang on 1 second. We got to get some info from you, okay?
All righty,
All right. So concerned he wasn't going to win the tickets.
I know.
I'm so glad he did. We have got more tickets for Adam Sandler coming up the rest of the week. We will get you hooked up.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Late last night, Governor DeWine signed the state's 2-year operating budget, which includes more than $1 billion in income tax cuts. It drops Ohio's income tax brackets down to one flat rate of 2.75%. That means whether you earn $50,000 a year or $5 million a year, you will pay the same percentage of your income to the state. The budget also allows the use of $600 million in unclaimed funds to build a new stadium for the Cleveland Browns. Brian Kohberger, who was charged with stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death in 2022, has agreed to a plea deal in which he would avoid a trial and the possibility of the death penalty. Kohberger is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow to change his plea to guilty in the murders of Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, and Kaylee Gonsalves. The deal includes the sentence of life behind bars with no possibility of parole. The judge has to approve the deal, and if for some reason Kohberger backs out, his trial begins next month. The Gonsalves family has spoken out saying they are furious at the state of Idaho for making this deal. Prosecutors say it's a good deal. Kohberger will pay for his crimes, and the victims' families will avoid a lengthy trial and years of appeals. Well, everyone and their mother had something to say about Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's wedding in Venice. Like, everyone's like commenting on, hating her wedding dress, and it's just a disgusting display of wealth and all that. Well, Rosie O'Donnell piped up yesterday with her thoughts, and this is scorched earth from Rosie O'Donnell. She wrote in this Instagram post yesterday that the Bezos wedding was, quote, turned her stomach, seeing all these billionaires gathering in the gross excess of it all, the show of it. And then Rosie went after Oprah specifically, and she wrote, quote, is Oprah friends with Jeff Bezos? Really? How is that possible? He treats his employees with disdain. By any metric, he is not a nice man. And his fake fembot wife, who looks like that, why would he choose her after the salt of the earth Mackenzie Scott sold his soul? Is what it looks like from here. The devil is smiling at all his conquests. And then she said, hey, I've written more, and you can read the rest of it on my Substack.
Of course.
God.
I'm like, okay, you should have started with that. Then I wouldn't have wasted my time and then wasted all of yours. But anyway, Rosie did not like that wedding.
I don't know. That sounds like jealousy, but at the same time, she's got if you have the money,
Yeah.
that's like anyone him throwing that wedding is like any of us getting a KFC bucket of chicken and getting some friends together for our wedding. That's a drop in the bucket for him. That is nothing to him.
Right.
So what does it matter? I've been following this. There's this TikTok that keeps popping up on my FYP, and it's the granddaughter of the owner of the Tennessee Titans. And they set up this huge air-conditioned tent on the 50-yard line. Well, it starts at the 50-yard line, but it's inside the Titan Stadium. And then I guess the groom's only request was he wanted him and his groomsmen to get ready in the Titans locker room.
Yeah.
So they made nameplates and all the clothes were hanging in the locker.
Cool.
Yeah. In excess?
Yeah.
But your grandpa owns the Titans, so you've got access to it. Like, what does it matter?
Yeah.
Well, the grandpa probably pays the Titans' salaries in a very fair manner. And I think Rosie's point being, from what you hear about Amazon and how they treat workers,
I do agree
and
with
all
you
that,
there, yes.
Like, she's like, okay, why don't you spend some of this money? I don't know. Does he even own Amazon anymore? I think he gave up majority ownership.
Bezos did? Really?
Didn't he?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know that.
I think.
Am I crazy?
I
might be crazy.
I think you're a little delulu.
But all these people complaining about the spending and this lavish if they had billions, they'd do the same damn thing. So
probably.
Stop. It just you just look jealous and
No,
petty.
Jeff Bezos does not have majority ownership of Amazon.
Who does?
He is no longer the CEO. We do know that.
Yeah.
He is the largest individual shareholder, but his stake is about 9.6%.
Okay.
He's executive chairman. He has a lot to do with Amazon,
right.
So it doesn't absolve him of anything to do with treating.
And they got
workers
to where
fairly.
they were because of him and his, I'm assuming, business practices.
Yeah.
I was watching a crazy documentary about like their deliveries, and like if you ever get like a same day delivery at some of these fulfillment centers,
yeah,
like 54 minutes door to by the time you hit order to the time it hits the separation box where it's ready to go on it, 11 minutes.
Yeah, we've had that happen where we had something in an hour.
I cannot wait to get my first drone delivery. I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
He's worth $237 billion.
Yeah.
Even only owning 9%?
Yeah, 9.6%. Absolutely insane.
Well, everyone's allowed to have their opinions, and if you want to know mine, join my Substack.
Hot, humid. Going to get some early morning rain, most likely. Still going to see the mid to upper 80s, which means we're going to have a warm, humid afternoon. Great day to jump in the pool. Just make sure it's your own pool. I say that because this story has kind of taken over the past couple days here with these pop-up parties around Columbus. I guess one of the big ones is Runaway Bay Apartments.
Oh, that's right around the corner.
Yeah. So apparently, the back entrance to Runaway Bay Apartments has got a broken security gate, and I guess it's been broken for months. And I don't know how word got out, but apparently word has. And there's been an issue with these pop-up pool parties that's been going down. So much so where you're talking close to 100 people are showing up to use the pool that don't live there just to hang out. And they've called the police. Police can't get them to disperse. Things have gotten a bit out of hand. There have been gunshots heard at certain points at some of these pop-up parties. There have been some fights that have happened at some of these pop-up parties, and they don't know what to do.
Wait, isn't there somebody who's managing these apartments?
Well, here's the problem. Yes, and they're complaining, and the management is saying, what do you want us to do? Call the police. We can't control this crowd. And they call the police, and the police say, talk to the owners of the complex. What do you want us to do?
This is nonsense. Are you serious? Why don't you fix the broken gate? Step one.
That's part of the problem, yes. And so obviously residents of this apartment complex are not happy. I mean, I wouldn't be either if you've all of a sudden got an extra 100 people hanging out at your apartment complex.
Now, I will say, and I don't know if this is the case with Runaway Bay, but when I was in my early 20s, there was an apartment complex that was known for like young singles, and that's where you go and like hang out. It was called, I think, Olentangy Commons.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we used to go to the pool over there all the time, and I didn't live there, but I had a friend who lived there.
Yep.
So it's like friends invite friends, and somehow you can all get in and you're all having a good time. Now, we weren't firing guns.
Right.
We were having a great time, though.
And I agree with you in that when I lived in Denver, we had the same thing. In fact, one of the selling points was kind of like this party pool atmosphere. And they wanted the young up-and-comers and the young professionals to live there. And they were known for having these pool parties. But, and yes, you got invited by friends. So if I live there and I invite you two, and then my next-door neighbor invites his two friends.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the pools can get busy and packed, but to have it get out of control, and like you said, you got invited for the most part.
Right.
So you've got some people that are obviously feeling a bit concerned about this stuff happening. I would love to know, 800-821-9970, if anyone lives there or has seen something like this at their apartment complex.
I know back like late 90s, I used to hear people refer to Runaway Bay as Columbus 90210.
Really? Okay.
All right, somebody says another place this is happening is at the McNaughton Commons pool. And I guess those are condos. And people are, like, non-tenants are just showing up and having big parties. And I don't understand how this is allowed to happen beyond one time. This happens one time and then it's completely shut down, right? How does this keep happening?
It has happened more than once at this apartment complex, but then, like you said, it's happening at other apartment complexes, and it's just the owners and the police going back and forth about... I mean, obviously there's gunshots. I think the police are going to get involved.
Right.
But if there's just a large group of people hanging out at the pool, then they're going to say, hey, talk to management. They own the pool. They own the property.
But are the police allowed to arrest them for trespassing?
Trespassing. Also, it's like noise ordinance. I guess the music's wildly loud. Drug use. A bunch of stuff going on in the parking lot. How are the police not doing something about this? I don't understand it.
I don't know. You've got the news outlets all asking the same question.
I'd be really angry if I was a renter there.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
not for being a Karen. I like to have a good time at a pool. Don't get me wrong. But when it's like impacting my quality of life, that's when...
And apparently at Runaway Bay, you're looking at like $1,500 to $3,200 a month.
Yeah.
Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Allie.
Allie, do you know about these pop-up parties, or do you live over that way or been around one of these?
I actually work for an apartment complex here in Columbus.
Okay,
so
I'm so glad you called. What might be the situation, or what might be your apartment complex's way of dealing with this?
So generally, if it's 1 to 2 people, they don't live there. They're not with anybody that lives in the apartment complex. We go out. We say, hey, you got to go. Like, we get you're trying to have fun. It's hot, but these are for my tenants. You got to go. With this particular instance, with this huge party, there's only so much the office staff can do. In situations like this, we're not trying to put our lives at risk.
Right. Yeah, you can't go out there. Yeah, you can't go out there and take on, 75 people all partying. I mean, I'm sure you love your job and you want to do well by your company, but I don't think you're willing to give up your life for working for the apartment complex.
Oh, absolutely not. And with the cops coming out and telling them that, you need to deal with the management, it's like, absolutely not. I'm not putting myself and my staff at risk for these 75 people that, are trying to have a good time at the expense of other people that pay rent and use those amenities.
Right. Well, I don't know if this is true. I'm just going off a text. We got a text from 9368 who says apparently management at Runaway Bay refuses to have the police department trespass these people. So they could say, hey, you're all trespassed. If you show up again, you're going to be arrested.
Why?
But they're saying they refuse to have them trespass. So I don't know.
Well, then I guess we know where the source of the parties are coming from. It must be the management. It must be like all their friends.
Assistant manager.
In this situation, it takes 5 seconds to trespass somebody, and that trespass is amazing because all the property has to do is see that person out on site and call the cops, and they immediately get arrested. And that would teach these people a lesson, like, You don't live here. If you want to use our amenities, there's the rental office. Rent yourself an apartment, and you can use these amenities all you like.
All right. Well, first of all, can you tell whoever that is that we're trying to have a conversation, so they need to quiet down in the background there?
No, that's my daughter. She has a lot of input on this as well.
Right. Second of all, you know, as a manager of an apartment complex, you've definitely called your friends and be like, hey, if you want to come use the pool, it's a hot day, come on over.
100.
You know you have, right?
Oh,
I would, but when they start...
yeah, 110%.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. But I also have friends that are not going to call friends of friends and family members and take up the whole pool.
Post it on social media. Pool's open. Come on by.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate...
and it's like...
I appreciate your input as being an apartment complex manager. I can totally see that, and I don't know. I would not go out there either.
Well,
I see 75 people all of a sudden show up.
It sounds like neither side is creating any deterrent whatsoever.
Right.
It's just like, well, we're not doing anything. Well, we're not doing anything, so they're just going to keep partying until somebody
stops.
stops.
Open over there because it sounds like a party.
Does sound like a party. I kind of want to join.
I want to see what's going on.
Party, for sure. I appreciate the call. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great Tuesday. I would love to hear if someone has been a part of these or what goes down at these things, because to me it sounds like the beginning of one of these P. Diddy freak-offs is what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah, this is the outdoor portion before it moves inside.
Yeah, the freak-off pool party for sure, which I'm not totally against.
Get drunk before everything closes.
All right, you want a little kind of how the sausage is made, behind the scenes look at radio? If you listen to a bunch of radio stations, sometime between like 7 and midnight, the night jock, as they're called, at a lot of radio stations will do some kind of like new music feature. We'll get a new song in from a record label or something. He'll be like, check this out. What do you think? Do you like this song? Should we play it? Our very own Test does it with like a choose it or lose it. And we put up a new song versus another song, and you get to choose which one you like better, and that one continues on. Or it could be like a pump it or dump it.
Keep it or leave it.
Yeah. Happens all the time. But kind of another little inside rule of radio is during the morning show from like 6 to 9, we don't play a lot of new music. We want you to hear the things you love, get you pumped up, ready for the day. We don't want you thinking about stuff like that. However, there's one thing I have to try, because there's a new song out. And I want you to I got a 60-second clip. Give me 60 seconds of your time here. I want you to listen to this new song. And I want you to take a guess if you can figure out who it is. I want to know if you like the song or not. And we'll talk about it. So, Kelly, get your headphones turned up.
I'm ready to go.
800-821-9970 is the phone number and the text line. 60 seconds of a new song. I want to know what you think. Take a listen.
Goes with no command. Velvet boots on mirrored ground. Drums of thunder, distant sound. Promises in static blue. Echo loud in silent room.
I bring it up. A little new music there because I'm kind of digging it. Kind of like it. Kelly, what did you think?
I loved it. I think it kind of sounds Pink Floyd-y.
That's exactly what I thought. Like
Pink Floyd-y. That would be a good guess.
Trying to be Pink Floyd.
Yeah. Little Pink Floyd-y. Almost some of the...
you got some blues guitar in there.
Yeah, some late 70s Beatles in there. Little a psychedelic pop in there.
It could be maybe a tiny bit yacht
Yacht Rocky?
What am I trying to say?
Yacht
Rocky.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to definitely go Pink Floyd on that one. That's what it sounds like. I love it.
Texts are rolling in. Love it. Better than a lot of the I Hate My Parents music out there. So, let's see. JD says, to me, this song's almost like Pink Floyd. Yes. Let's see here. Blitz, hi, who's this?
Kyle.
Kyle, what did you think, man?
I thought the exact same thing you guys thought. It'd be a good song back in the 70s, man.
Yeah, got that vibe for sure. Did you dig it?
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
Okay. Well, Kyle, since you're on the phone, I'll share this information with you and everyone else. That song is by a new band, not Pink Floyd. It's a 4-man band called The Velvet Sundown. They've already got 500,000 monthly Spotify listeners. The Velvet Sundown.
I've never heard of this band.
So familiar.
Here's the other important piece of information. It's an AI band.
I just read about that. Okay, yeah.
That
Velvet Sundown.
That is a completely AI band.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Well, Kyle, thank you for the call, man. I appreciate your input. Yeah. They've released 2 albums in 15 days. Like all of us, a lot of people are saying it's the best of Pink Floyd, the Beatles, psychedelic alt-pop. Here's the only thing they've noticed as they have put this music together is the AI band kind of keeps using the same words in their songs. Echoes through the pain, floating on echoes, dust in the wind still knows our name, dust and silence. Rebel Shout, Where the Rebels Meet. Those are their song titles. So AI still hasn't figured it all out yet. But AI wrote and performed that song.
Did it all by itself.
All by
Didn't
itself.
have any. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Do they have the band, do they have social media, everything? I mean, are there pictures of what these guys will...
I want to see. Yes, absolutely.
They're actually people. They have names, everything? I mean, we're talking about a real
I'm
band
looking at their
real.
picture right now.
Oh, I got it. Wait a minute.
Say
the name again.
The Velvet Sundown. And it looks like an AI picture. It definitely looks like an AI picture.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they got looks like kind of like Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, the 4 faces.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, they're stealing from everyone.
They are. They really are. Their drummer has short curly hair with glasses and a turtleneck. Their acoustic guitar player has long black wavy hair.
They look like they sound.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
They really do. They look
100%.
like they're straight out of 1978.
If you want to check out the Spotify playlist, you can do so. The Velvet Sundown is the name of the AI band that just performed that
How
song.
about I really like that song, but I'm kind of low-key enraged by it being AI, so I don't care about it anymore.
Right.
Isn't that funny? At first I was like, oh man, I'd go see that band live. And now I'm like, I couldn't care less whatever happens with this thing.
So crazy to think. Absolutely.
Wow. It was a quick turnaround.
Very quick. Absolutely. 99.7 The Blitz. Hey, welcome to July 1st. It is officially the halfway point of 2025, which one is crazy to believe that we're halfway through 2025 already. And 2, how's it going? Has 2025 turned out the way that you thought it would so far? Have you accomplished any goals so far that you set for yourself in 2025? Has something crazy happened in 2025? Very curious. Kelly, you're over there contemplating.
Well, I would say it's 2025 has been better than 2024.
By
100%.
Yes.
Loving this year a lot more than I was loving last year. Absolutely at the top of the heap having you come here to do the morning show.
Stop.
No,
I kid you not. No, that it really
same.
makes a huge difference.
Same.
So
You're a big part of it.
we love that. We love that for all of us.
Okay.
I would say personally, it's been fine. Really busy. I did have the one goal to start exercising and dust off the bicycle, the stationary bicycle I have in my basement. I did ride it 3 times this year, which is 3 more times than I rode it last year.
All of last year.
All of last year.
Okay,
so,
that's
I
good.
mean, I have to call that a victory.
That's a 300% improvement.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Vic, 2025?
With Kelly, regarding you, you have been a big plus in 2025. I will say I never expected to be doing this show with a diehard Michigan fan.
Okay.
Didn't expect that, but nobody's perfect.
Okay.
But love having you here. Had a blast doing this with you every morning. I hope it goes on for a very, very long time. I caught some big fish this year. Been a really good year. Haven't fished as much as I like, but if the quality's that way, I'm good with that. And watching what the Buckeyes did, I didn't see that being the beginning of my 2025.
That's a good start to 2025 for people of Ohio State fans, for sure.
Was absolutely incredible. But yeah, so far so good. And I got a grandson due any day.
Ooh.
Any day. Okay.
That's exciting.
And he's going to be a big boy. They said double-digit boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Oh.
Might he be a July 4th baby?
He could. I mean, my daughter's already dilating. So,
okay.
But she's not due till July 20th.
Sorry, Danielle. We shouldn't know that much about
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe you're right. I'm sorry.
My daughter has got a gaping...
Oh, stop.
Sorry. I'm just having a conversation here and it came out. I'm so sorry.
Wow, Dad. Thanks for putting that out
Somebody is going to slap me when I get home.
If you could see the size of her...
That might be the baby crawling out from inside your daughter.
It already. See? But yeah, great year so far.
Are we talking like this paper roll size?
God.
Like, is it this big around?
Looks like as big as a baby head. A gigantic double-digit pound baby head.
A double-digit pound baby head. For sure.
Oh, golly.
No, I have to agree with you. Which is kind of strange because I guess 2025 could be considered a little unexpected because, like you, yes, I can't believe joining the show. We're all on the same page there, and it has become just the most unbelievable year for that alone.
Yeah, because you auditioned toward the end of January.
Oh, is it? No. It was 2024 when I was. It was December when I was here.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It was mid-December.
Oh, it was.
I had to go through the whole.
Yeah.
The whole
That's right.
holiday break without knowing what was going to go on because everyone was
right.
gone.
I remember at one point we were like, did anybody hear anything more about that goose guy?
Yeah.
Is he what's going on there?
Yeah, because you came in for those 2 days and we had a blast.
But almost didn't happen because I was never going to apply for the job.
I know.
Yeah.
Mainly because, like you said, Believe me, I spent years saying I would never move to Columbus. as a Michigan fan, who's going to move to Columbus?
Yeah, what are you
who's going to
about?
listen to me?
So glad I did, though, because I absolutely love the city, for sure. And, again, a lot like you, I've played more golf this year, and I've 100% seen improvement in my game, and I know things are getting better. So, 800-821-9970. What's 2024 like? Or 2025 like for you, now that we are at the halfway point? Going the way you expected? Something crazy happened? Would love to hear what you got. 800-821-9970. Call or text the same number, 997 The Blitz. Crazy thought this morning as I was preparing for the show, being July 1st. It's officially the halfway point of 2025. How's it going so far? Things going the way you expected? Any big surprises in 2025 so far?
Bobby's waiting for a big surprise. He and his girlfriend just started a parasite cleanse to get all those nasty little bugs and worms out of their bodies.
Wait, what?
Surprise! Have you ever seen those
what?
people, like you take these, like it's just basically some type of I don't know if it's an actual juice cleanse, but it's a parasite cleanse. People think that you have like stuff hanging around in your colon and your intestines. I'm not sure if it's like, you'll have to let us know, Bobby. I thought maybe, is this just some kind of a like flim-flam type thing, you know? Somebody's
snake oil
pulling a fast one on you. But
I mean, I do know, Nora has told me stories working at the doctor's office where they turn off the lights and turn on the black light.
Oh, gosh.
And you see, you got to get it out.
Oh, okay.
Because it's exiting certain body parts.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm asking, is this a legit thing to do for your body? Like, I'm curious to know about that.
Let's see. Brandy says, 2025, my divorce finalized. So happy. Great.
Okay, there
Glad
you go.
to hear it. Let's see. 6'4". No, I'm sorry. Where did Randy? Randy texted in. Yeah, year's going great. Started off as a trash man. Now I drive a semi and deliver food to pizza places and make an extra $500 a week. And I don't smell like trash anymore. Way to go, Randy.
All right.
That's a good 2025 right there.
Yes.
I
know those refuse workers make great money. If you're looking for a job, I'm telling you.
Do they really?
Yes, they make really good money.
I didn't know that. I might have to.
Dominic here. He says, "Go blue."
Go blue! Yeah. Way to go, Dominic.
We do definitely have some Michigan fans around, but he said, my 2025 is going better than I thought. Me and the wife bought a house last year. I thought it was going to be so hard to do things. So far, we are making it work. So,
very nice.
Congrats, man.
Okay, Renee.
Renee's got a big win.
Right? Got new jobs where we've paid off all of our debt, have twins starting driving with vehicles paid off for them, just bought a new camper, paid my dad's taxes to help him out this year, and still have money set aside for a rainy day. Way to go, Renee.
Wow.
You just made a whole bunch of people jealous.
Friggin' lottery winners.
Gotta love it. Well, I'm so glad that things are going so great. Let's get back to the previous conversation. How far dilated is your daughter?
Oh, would you stop?
Is it like
his new grandson gave him a high five from inside the womb.
So that's pretty dilated. So we're talking
dilated.
like traffic circle size. We like all the way around. Is it like looking down the center of a Ferris wheel?
You're talking about his daughter. It's making me uncomfortable.
You're uncomfortable. I can't even look at him right now.
That matters. Just wanted to make sure how big of a dilation.
I can see him doing OH. So.
He's doing the H. She's got the O covered. That's all there is.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Listen to this little bit of Columbus lore. The U.S. Marshals Service is reviving a search for a man who was serving a life sentence for murder, and he was serving it here in Columbus. We had that big Ohio State Penitentiary downtown, which is no longer. But he managed to escape custody during a supervised furlough trip to a mall in 1973. We've got a guy convicted of rape and murder, the rape and murder of a 14-year-old girl. This happened in Mansfield.
Why did they take him to a mall?
So because of good behavior, this man, whose name is Lester Eubanks, was allowed to go on a Christmas shopping trip with some other inmates. It was all supervised, but they went over to they went down to the Great Southern Shopping Center in December of 1973. He had a little shopping trip with a convicted murderer. All right. He escapes during that little shopping trip, and he hasn't been seen since. Bye-bye. He's been gone since 1973.
Insane.
So the U.S. Marshal Service decided, we're reviving this. We want to know where this guy is. He's 81 years old now, right? He was like 29 when he committed the murder. He's 81. They have done an age progression photo, and they're looking for new tips. Has anybody seen this guy? I can't imagine he ever hung around Columbus.
No, probably not.
But I think it's fascinating. We used to take convicted rapists and murderers on Christmas shopping trips to the mall.
I had no idea.
That is a bizarre thing. Okay. Anyway.
So no information if he's still alive. No tips on if he's even still in the country.
I think they do think, he was going under this certain alias and he was seen somewhere in California over the years, but they've never been able to nail down where this guy is. No verdict during day 1 of jury deliberations in the Sean Diddy Combs federal sex trafficking trial. However, things hit a snag about 2 hours into deliberations yesterday. The foreperson sent a note to the judge saying that juror number 25 was refusing to follow the judge's instructions in deliberations. That sounds like a pretty big problem, doesn't it? The judge, I guess, didn't want to know much more. He's like, don't tell me anything more right now, but go back and please try to deliberate fairly. Please remember your responsibility as a juror and get back at it. So the foreperson, they all went back, and they ended up asking, I think, sent another note about clarification on the narcotics distribution charge. And so that's all we know so far. But
so we don't know exactly what rules this person wasn't following.
Yeah, it was I think it was within 2 hours of the jury getting the case. And for some reason, other jurors felt like this juror was not following the rules. Maybe he was just like, I'm decided and I'm not changing my mind. I don't know. But they were upset enough to send the judge a note. So we'll see. We'll see how this all works out. Well, we all agree that none of us drives behind a log truck, right?
Nope, thank you.
We don't drive behind a log truck.
Final destination.
No, So how about this? On I-70 in Maryland yesterday, a westbound semi pulling an enormous wind turbine blade. This thing is so huge, right?
Have you seen those things going down the road before? It's crazy.
It's nuts. So I guess the blade knocked against the guardrail and then swung out into the eastbound lanes.
Whoa.
It was promptly hit by another semi. They had to take the driver to the hospital. He's going to be okay. But I can't believe nobody else. I mean, I feel like if I am that semi driver, I am watching my back. I mean, surviving that. That is nuts. But this thing, I looked at they have like from their traffic system or whatever, a still picture of it. This thing is about 170 feet in length. It's huge and heavy. I can't imagine. I can't even believe that nobody. And this was about 5 a.m. So
thankfully it wasn't
a ton of traffic.
Crazy, right?
But yeah, anyway, that happened in Maryland yesterday, and those are your three things.
It's summer. I hope you've got some cool plans with the family. Maybe you're taking a trip at some point. I know we've got a couple things we're heading out to do this summer. And I never knew this before, but apparently this is a thing. Men, you're going to have to watch out for this. As you get to the airport, you're going to do what everybody does, and that is going to be go through TSA and go through the scanner. And you have to be very careful that everything is, dry and taken care of. Because apparently, excessive crotch sweat can send off the alarms.
Really?
Yep. Now, granted, it could be too much sweat anywhere that can trigger the scanners. Apparently, one TSA agent jumped into this comment section on Reddit and said that swamp crotch is a big deal when it comes to the TSA scanners.
You guys are probably like, if you're sweating that much in your crotch, you must be guilty of something.
Oh, hey, I had swamp ass yesterday.
What'd you do?
I mowed the lawn right before the storm. It was, that sun was
Did you roll a 7-Eleven before you did that?
I guess it has to do with the millimeter wave technology and how waves bounce off water. So if you're collecting a kiddie pool in your boxers, you're going to want to get that taken care of before you go through TSA. Oh. Could you imagine being a TSA agent and the sensors go off?
Oh.
And you have to ask the person, we need to do a search. We can do it in the private room back here. And then you pull up the x-ray and you're like, it's in this general vicinity, so I'm sorry, we're going to have to. And then you just get kicked in the nostrils by a bunch of little tiny crotch ninjas that are just,
to wring out those tighty whities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
So if you're walking from your car to the airport and it starts sloshing in the boxers, head to the bathroom first.
Yeah, just a little fresh up.
Do a little dab and a little baby powder or something. Get that thing taken care of before you go through the sensors. I'm just warning you for your own good.
Yeah.
Before you head off to the airport and get flagged by TSA, all because you got some sweat happening. Some swass going on.
It happens, man.
It does happen. It's a natural thing. It does happen. But do know if a TSA all of a sudden says, "Sir, you need to step over here for a moment," that might be the reason. Just letting you know.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right. So there have been times where we have been hanging outside of like one of our favorite little hole-in-the-wall bars, maybe like on the patio. Or I happen to be like coming out of the front door and standing near the front door when like a group of 2 or 3 people come up and they naturally stop in front of you. Because if you're standing in front of the door at a bar, a lot of people are going to assume one thing is happening. And that is, well, they're checking IDs at the door. So there have been more than one occasion where I've said, ID, please.
Just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it. Yeah. Nora's been notorious. I found out this about Nora after we started dating. I was like, oh my God, I do that too. Just a little happy joy inside. No harm done. And then they laugh once they get inside and realize there really is no door. What's even better is when you charge them cover charge. That's pretty funny. But this is straight out of Ferris Bueller because a man in Miami who is a valet for a high-rise apartment building was arrested on Monday because he was doing his job. And according to Miami police, a man pulled up to the valet attendant, identified as Augusto Sandero of Miami, and handed over the keys. However, the man who handed over the keys then walked down the street to the Brickell Smoke Shop to pick up some cigarettes before walking back to the high-rise apartment building. And on his hike back the block to his apartment building, he's like, wait a minute. That car zooming down the street at a very high rate of speed looks exactly like my car. Yes, the valet driver had decided, very much like the valet drivers from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, to take himself a little joyride.
I want you to take extra special care of this vehicle.
Hey, no problem. You fellas have nothing to worry about. I'm a professional.
Yeah. According to the report, police say they obtained surveillance video catching Mr. Sandino in his actions, and he did admit to something. Although they're not exactly in the report, they didn't say exactly what he admitted to, but he clearly was not taking the car to the valet parking spot. In other art imitating life, a man from West Sussex over in England is seriously injured during a historical live reenactment demonstration. They say the man was from Horsham and was wearing body armor when they were when they were outside of the Bodiam Castle on Sunday doing this reenactment of some sword play and such. And unfortunately, something happened where someone's sword entered the eye slit, the visor section of this man's armor, piercing his head. I can't even imagine. You're just there going tink, 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 and then all of a sudden, right through the eye socket.
Gosh.
Not only that, the reenactment had drawn a large crowd, and there were a bunch of people that were a bit distressed. Man, if this isn't Monty Python.
It is but a scratch.
Yes, it is.
Flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound. The man is still alive, but in serious condition at the Royal Sussex County Hospital in Brighton. Don't go doing reenact. Why is the weapon that sharp? That's another question. Or why are they going so hard on each other? Like,
it's like cosplay is just supposed to be fun, people. You're not supposed to really be jabbing at people with sharp swords.
And don't a lot of times they use like those rubber swords or the foam? Yeah, wood.
Collapsible or something.
Yeah, something.
I don't know.
Something. Don't go swinging all willy-nilly with a sharp sword at someone's head. I don't care if they're wearing armor or not.
Gotta be authentic, man. Gotta be authentic.
It's all about authenticity.
I've blinded you. No, you haven't. I can see.
You're not so breaking news. Look, it happens. I get it. The perk of the job is, sure, we can get our hands on some concert tickets. In fact, a lot of us here in radio we have probably forgotten more concerts than we've seen than most people see in their entire lives.
Probably.
I can't tell you how many times. Have you seen? I'm like, have I? I think I have.
And some of them we wish we probably hadn't gone to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was a free concert, so we went.
We went. So a lot of times, oh, what do you do? Oh, work in radio. Oh, you get like concert tickets and stuff? It's a question we get a lot. It happens. I get it. But here's my... Do you ever avoid telling people what you do because you don't want that particular question, or you don't want them to ask you for help on something? You don't want to be sitting here giving advice while you're at like a dinner party or something?
You never want to say that you're an emergency room doctor, because then it's all like,
oh, I'm dropping my pants going, hey, can you take a look at this real quick?
Or a lawyer.
Yeah.
Or a mechanic.
Although,
can you look at my car?
I know an ER doctor, and they do have the best stories. Best stories.
Oh, I bet.
Can't even imagine some of those stories here. I mean, I just know stories that Nora tells me working at a family practitioner.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she's got them.
ER, I can't. Oh, man, the things you must see and hear there.
Things in that front door.
Out of doubt. 800-821-9970. 800-821-9970. You can call or text the same number now. I would love to know, why do you avoid telling people what you do? What's that reason you avoid telling people what you do? Or if there's a favor you get asked a lot, ask us, and I want to see if we can take a guess as to what you do for a living. Because, you named it. I bet a mechanic would be a bad one.
Probably get asked to fix it.
I don't know what would be worse than that. 800-821-9970. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
It's Jeremy.
Jeremy, why do you tell people, not tell people what you do for a living?
Because I'm a plumber.
Yep.
So everybody wants me to come work on their stuff for either super cheap or free.
Right. Free. But I'll tell you what, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Nope.
Or...
Exactly.
Are you also sick of saying, "Oh, that must be a crappy job"?
Yeah, I get that a lot too.
Oh, I can't even imagine. That would be annoying. And I would never, of all the people to run into, all the professions, I would never think to ask a plumber for free work. Like, why? What?
Yeah.
Who's gonna do that?
Well, you know what I always say? I used to want to be a doctor until I found out how much plumbers make.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Jeremy, thanks for the call, man. 800-821-9970. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Hey, how's it going, man? This is Jesse.
Jesse, why don't you tell people what you do for a living? Let's not drop F-bombs on the radio. You can run a pawn shop, though. Oh. Sure. That's great.
I apologize. Yeah, I run a pawn shop.
That's how worked up you are about this. The F-bombs just fall out of your mouth.
That's just my natural vernacular when I'm at work. That's why I can't work at a bank. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not going to give you your effing money. Okay.
Right.
What happens?
More specifically, my specialty is jewelry. So, even when you're out and about and a girl asks you, is this real? I've broken up relationships before, unintentionally.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because you can take a quick look.
Now I have a qualifying question. Yeah, I'm like, hold on. Did he tell you it was real? Why do you want to know it was real? Was it your grandmother's? Like, now, yeah, I mean, I'm seriously broken up a relationship. I was bartending, but I also know diamonds. And this girl asked me, is this ring real? And I was like, oh, no, I'm sorry, it's not. Yeah, long story short, they broke up right in the restaurant.
Oh, no, you gave me a fake ring? Yeah, that's a lot of pressure on you, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody wants a deal when they find out you work at a pawn shop. You don't hear from them for 6 years, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, my kid needs a Nintendo Switch for Christmas. Can you help me out?
Right,
right. Although, I will say, part of going to a pawn shop is working that deal, though. I mean, that's,
It is. And you want to help the people that you like, but then you don't want to be bothered by the people that you never hear from unless it's something they need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the call, man.
Keep it hush.
Have a fun day at the pawn shop. We'll talk to you later. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Hi, it's Briley.
Briley?
Yes.
Really?
Sir.
All right, Briley. Why do you avoid telling people what you do?
I work in customer service, and I hate when people ask me, oh, can you make this appointment for me?
Oh, they're trying to circumvent the system and just go straight through you for that appointment.
Yeah, people have me do like, oh, can you call my insurance, please?
Right. So you're in customer service and like medical stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be annoying. That would be annoying for sure.
Yeah.
I can totally see that. Well, thank you for the call. I really appreciate it. I love that. What was this one I just saw that I wanted to... this is a good one. 2587 text in. I work for the city of Columbus. I avoid telling people because they assume I know every person in every department and every policy or service the city provides. I can totally see that.
You're too busy, protecting your credit, right, from that gigantic data breach. You don't have time to answer people's silly questions about the city of Columbus.
Do you have someone in the Parks and Rec because they screwed this up, and I want to know if you? Yeah, I would avoid that question altogether as well. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
It's Lori.
Lori, why do you avoid telling people what you do?
Because they ask me complex financial questions. I want to know if they can deduct it from their taxes.
She's an accountant.
Oh.
Yeah. They want me to do their taxes for free.
Oh,
right.
God.
I never even thought about that. That's up there with like mechanic. Like, can you look at my car, or or the question with like no context. Like you go to the mechanic and you're like, my car's going. What does that mean? And you're like,
I could ask also how to avoid paying taxes altogether. And I'm like, without going to jail? Good luck.
Right, yeah,
Change
absolutely.
your identity? I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
But you don't even want to do your own taxes, let alone somebody else's for free.
Excuse me, accountant. Can you please tell me how to break the law and get all the tax deductions I possibly can? How can I cheat the system? Yeah.
I just tell them I don't go to jail for my family. I'm not going to jail.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much for the call. 800-821-9970. What is it you do, or why do you avoid telling people what you do for a living? 800-821-9970. Why do you avoid telling people what you do for a living? Greg texted in and said, I have a buddy, it's not me, says he's a police officer. He tells everyone he's a garbage man. Police officer would be another one. For a multitude of reasons. Either people don't like you, or people get awkward around you, or they've got all kinds of crazy questions.
I feel like I want to know what people do because I love to hear stories from the job, no matter what it is. Like, do you have like wild, crazy stories or whatever? I love that. I don't ever instantly ask people for favors once I find out what they do. That sounds like a weird move.
It does sound like a weird,
But people do it
all the time.
Especially if you're not close enough to this person to know what they do for a living. I don't think you're close enough to ask them for favors. There's just no way. Jenna says, I always avoid telling people what I do because I'm a hairstylist and I'm always getting asked hair advice even when I'm not working.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Totally see getting a lot of people asking
And I
for
bet they get asked, can you cut my hair? Can you come over and cut my hair?
or for a discount, yeah.
Nikki says, I work with neurosurgery and neurovascular surgeons. The amount of questions that people ask you as if you're the doctor is insane. I don't get that salary, pal. I've seen it all and heard it all. It's wild.
Yeah. Yep.
Leland says, I own a cleaning business, so everyone thinks that as soon as I come into their home, I'm judging their house cleanliness.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
If I had a professional cleaner in my house, I'd be looking around a little bit. Like,
I would definitely. I have company coming this week, and I'm like, oh gosh, I need to clean the baseboards. Oh boy.
I was just going to ask, are you baseboard cleaning?
Yes.
Are you going that deep into it?
I'm going that deep. Yeah.
No one cares about your baseboard.
I know they don't. You're right. But just in case they do, I'm down there, baby.
Is that about as deep as you're going, or is there what else are you really getting into?
I have all of my like cooking appliances, utensils, pots, pans. I have gone in and cleared out all cupboards, washed down the cupboards, and washed all. I mean, they're all clean, but I want them washed again. Just because of maybe dust, things I haven't used in a long time.
Did you get the top of the refrigerator?
No, thank you. Thank you. That is a big one because we do sometimes throw extra food up there. That's got to be clean today, Thick. Thank you.
Who in your house is 6'5" that is going to see the top of the refrigerator?
Nobody, but we do shove maybe an extra tray of cookies or something up there. And do I want like a big hunk of dust coming off the side of that thing? No, I do not.
I think you're worrying a bit too much.
Oh, it happens.
It's Leland's fault because he cleans houses for a living.
Now Leland's got you in the mindset that people are judging for sure. Let's see. Who else is texting in here? Oh, at 4195, I remodel homes for a living. You don't want to know how many people ask me to come fix something in their house for free. Yep.
Yeah, no free services, peeps.
No, not happening.
At least be friends for like a year before you maybe trot out.
Yeah, you got to be close before you ask for a favor.
Yeah,
like I wouldn't if you've got an in with someone. Like it just happened not even an hour ago where because I had told the story that our lake house burnt down. Right. So for our little get together, we were looking for a lake house to rent that we found on Indian Lake. But as it turns out, one of our amazing listeners who listens to the show all the time, actually, you remember it had a lake. And so I asked her, so it's nice to know someone, but it's not like I'm asking for the house for free.
Yeah,
like I will pay for the rental for sure. But if you've gotten in with someone, that's different than saying, hey, do you want to give me the house for a weekend? You can't do that.
What about July 4th weekend? Got anything open there? I can have your house on the lake.
I know you rent your lake house out on Airbnb, but you want to give it to me for free for 4th of July weekend? Like, come on, you can't do that. 800-821-9970.
And now, all right, I'm listening. The 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, the cost of a ticket to the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium could be going up to help pay for fire and EMS service at the property. Liberty Township trustees are planning to hold a second reading of a resolution at their meeting tonight that could add up to $1 to the price of admission. It's already kind of expensive to get in there. But anyway, first responders say they made 87 emergency runs to the zoo last year, each one costing taxpayers more than $3,400. The zoo does not pay property taxes, and the park declined a previous proposal to pay for EMS directly, so it sort of falls on, I guess, taxpayers. So they may just go ahead and bump up that cost of a zoo ticket $1, and that goes into EMS services.
You know, that's the thing. If you're looking at the attendance of the zoo and everyone can throw in $1, why not? I mean,
especially if you're the one who needs the EMS service.
Right.
It would sound worth it.
I guess I'm confused. I thought if you had to call 911 for a squad, that was your insurance or it came out of your own pocket. I didn't know tax dollars pay for that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
It's just bizarre to me. I had no clue.
Yeah, you would think insurance.
$3,400?
Well, on average because
have you ever seen a bill for an ambulance ride?
That's
about
ridiculous.
About works out to be $3,400.
I think it's a great idea. A bucket ticket, come on, to help cover. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Eating dairy before bed may not be a good idea if you want a restful night's sleep. Apparently, the story out of Canada finds that for people who are lactose intolerant or sensitive to dairy, eating dairy, cheese, milk, whatever, leads to more nightmares. So if you're not intolerant and you're not regularly dashing to the bathroom after an ice cream cone, but you are having regular nightmares and you're eating a bunch of cheese before bed, you might be lactose sensitive.
First of all, who's putting down a bunch of cheese before bed? Just out of curiosity. An ice cream, I can see.
Yeah.
But a bunch of cheese before bed?
A big old glass of warm milk to get you sleepy?
Just cheddar cheese cubes and a glass of Guernseys.
That used to be a thing, though, right? Like a glass of warm milk will help you sleep.
Yeah, help you sleep, but it might help you crap your pants.
Yeah, until you wake up
with a bad dream.
You wake up to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in your bed.
I had a nightmare that I crapped the bed.
Oh, wait.
NASA is going to start live programming on Netflix this summer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you can watch rocket launches, spacewalks, and views of Earth from space on Netflix as part of NASA's efforts to reach a global audience. Now, It is already free to watch all of this on the NASA app and website, but not a ton of people go there. So they think it'll have just a much larger audience if they stick it on Netflix. Don't know what the financial details of that deal is, but this summer you'll be able to watch that. I'm interested in, have you guys seen any of the Netflix documentaries in their train wreck series, like the Poop Cruise or the Astro World Tragedy, or they dropped one today called The Cult of American Apparel? All these.
I've seen the trailers for all of them.
Yeah,
but
they look good. I like a documentary if I'm in the mood, and those all look pretty interesting. But they are dropping one every week this month.
Everybody said that Poop Cruise one is phenomenal.
Yeah, I've heard that too. And the Astro World one,
I haven't seen that one.
Is supposed to be pretty shocking.
But why? What are they going to learn? Or what are you going to learn in the documentary about the Poop Cruise? We know what happened. The power went out. They had no plumbing. The cruise ship started to overflow with water and poop everywhere. People had no place to go.
They gave you bags to poop in.
Yeah.
And then you were supposed to set them outside your room.
I don't know. Do these have like reenactments?
I think they do. I think it's kind of like that reenactment type situation. But I don't know. I like a refresher course on the weird things that happen in life. So I don't mind it.
A refresher course on the Poop Cruise.
Now, are you guys, no spoilers, watching Squid Game on Netflix?
No.
I have seen the first episode, and it was good. It's a good show. It's solid.
Well, I mean, we finished The Bear last night. We watched 8 episodes on Sunday and finished the last 2 last night.
And?
Very good. Better than season 3. However, I have a feeling, because season 5 hasn't been announced yet, but the way they wrap this up, it could be the series finale.
No cliffhanger?
I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just saying the way they did wrap it up could be a series finale. I could see them, this is how it ends. We'll see.
I'm almost done with the new Walking Dead Dead City season, which is phenomenal. And then I'm on to Squid Game.
Okay. Yeah, I've only seen, I can't just spoil it for you, so no worries. But it is good. So episode 1 was solid. All right, those are your 3 things.
Apparently, I've attacked quite a few people. Cody says, I feel attacked. Cheese is a great late night snack.
I kind of agree. Like, it's pre-sliced, like those nice little deli, like hunks of cheddar cheese, or I love cheese, but I don't normally eat it before bed.
I don't want it before bed.
Snack.
Whatever does it for you is fine, but that's not for me.
Man, I just can't even fathom it. It seems so dry chewing on those.
You wouldn't like eat off a cheese plate? I'm not talking right before bed. I'm talking middle of the day. You're at a party, you're at a barbecue. Somebody has a nice like charcuterie board or a cheese plate.
Yeah, but I do the shredded cheese. I don't like.
Oh, okay.
I'll take a claw game amount of cheddar cheese. Yeah,
you just jam it right in the old.
Well, I put it on the pepperoni and the salt.
But you don't like different kinds of good cheese?
No,
really?
No, I'm not a cheese person at all.
I don't typically eat it either, but I can't resist
God.
it. If there's a nice cheese plate, I can't resist a couple pieces.
No, I don't want Willy Wonka nightmares.
What?
She's talking about the day.
I'm not talking about before bed. I'm just talking about in general.
Oh, in general, no, I'm not a cheese person.
Oh, okay.
Slice on a burger, and that's really about it.
You know what's really gross? Speaking of cheese, extra cheese on a pizza. That makes me sick. I cannot stand.
What is
you like extra cheese on a pizza?
You, Kelly?
I can't. I pull off the regular amount of cheese.
Oh my God!
It's too much.
Yeah. Okay.
Light sauce, extra cheese, double pepperoni.
Yes.
In fact, I'll take triple pepperoni.
Now, can you add mushrooms to that?
Ew.
Yeah, but if I get mushrooms, I want green pepper onion as well.
Okay, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Dude, we could eat the same pizza.
Yeah. Okay, that was a sidetrack. July 1st, yes, we are officially halfway through 2025. Cannot believe we're in the heart of the summer. What do you have to look forward to in July? Well, there's quite a few things, actually, going down this month. Let's start with the fact of story that Kelly just shared with us. Vic is pretty excited about. Amazon Prime Day is next week. 4 days this time, July 8th through the 11th. It just seems to be getting longer and longer. They just keep adding days to Prime Days.
It's going to be Amazon month eventually.
Oh, absolutely. Because then they're going to do it again in sometime in November.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
In sports, if you're a sports fan, Wimbledon is underway. The Tour de France starts this weekend. The Baseball All-Star Game is July 15th. If you're a golfer like me, the Open Championship is on the 17th. And if you're a WNBA fan, that All-Star Game is July 19th.
July is the worst month of the year for sports. It's the worst.
No, it is not.
It is. Out of all the other months, it is the worst. I'm not saying there's nothing. It's the worst.
It's just the
the
worst.
Slowest.
Okay.
We do get the hot dog eating contest.
We do get the hot dog eating contest, yes. Lots of big movies opening up this month. It's going to be a good month of movies. Jurassic World Rebirth opens tomorrow. When I very first saw the trailer, however many months ago, I was not happy. I was like, we're doing this again.
Yeah, I know.
The more I've watched the trailer and the more clips I've seen, I'm like, it might be okay.
Looks like a fun ride.
I think it'll be better. I think it'll be better than Chris Pratt talking to velociraptors.
Yes.
Like, that kind of drove me up the wall. You're not training a velociraptor like a labradoodle. Like, come on. James Gunn's Superman lands on the 11th. If you're a horror movie fan, I Know What You Did Last Summer opens on the 18th. If you're a Marvel fan, Fantastic Four First Steps open on the 21st. And if you're a comedy fan or a golf fan or an Adam Sandler fan, Happy Gilmore 2 is coming to Netflix on July 25th.
And that's straight to Netflix, right?
That's straight to Netflix.
Okay.
I will say, however, that trailer did not impress me. I think they're going to try and rehash some old magic, and it's not going to work the same. I'm very nervous about it. On TV, a new season of South Park returns.
Okay.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia returns as well. Dexter Resurrection, the spinoff, comes on the 11th.
Oh, Kelly's a Dexter junkie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We started the, First Sins, where it was younger Dexter, which wasn't too bad. We kind of fell off. We're going to have to get back into that. The ESPY Awards are the 16th, and Shark Week starts the 20th. Oh, who doesn't love a good Shark Week? And finally, if you're looking to celebrate, of course, this Friday, we've got the 4th of July weekend. We've also got National Bikini Day on Saturday. Ladies, get on out there. National Fried Chicken Day on Sunday, World Chocolate Day on the 7th, National French Fry Day, and National Mojito Day on the 11th. And Ice Cream Day is July 20th. However, if you're lactose intolerant, like we just reported, you might want to avoid the ice cream. There you go.
I'm so glad I'm not.
Lactose intolerant?
Yeah, I don't know what I would do. What's the point of living?
You know, I'll tell you what, as I've gotten older, I got to be real careful. I hit a limit on the ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, I can have some.
Okay.
With no problem. But, man, it's a thin line, like a teaspoon line. That last bite can go the wrong way
so
for sure.
It's like you're not full on, but you just have to kind of limit yourself.
Gotta limit myself. Yep. It could turn dangerous real quick. Look forward to July 99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's learn you some stuff on a Tuesday morning, make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up today. You know, it'd be nice to have $1 million.
It would, yes.
How much nicer do you think it would be to have $1 billion? Well, let me give you an idea.
1,000 times nicer.
Yeah. But here's a little comparison for you. 1 million seconds is 12 days. 1 billion seconds is how long, Thick? 1 million seconds is 12 days.
3.5 years.
31 years.
Oh, I need another zero.
Yeah.
Damn.
31 years. That's the difference between 1 million and 1 billion.
1,000 times.
The first build-it-yourself furniture item IKEA created was a leaf-shaped side table called the Love in 1956. Or it could be the Love It. It totally could be. Lovet. I'm going to have to assume it's the Love.
Yes.
But I would much prefer to call it the Love It. This is my Love It leaf-shaped table.
But nobody loved it.
Nobody loved it. Disney World and Disneyland employees who dress up as characters and walk around the parks that everyone loves to see and hug and take pictures with, they also have to go through special training to learn how to do their character's correct autograph.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Every character
sign with those giant furry hands.
I bet you got to practice that as well. Those giant hands for sure. Eyes Wide Shut, crazy movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman that came out. It's been a while now.
Is that the one they got together on? That was before Falling Away.
Days of Thunder was the one.
Oh, Days of Thunder, that's right.
That's the one they got together on, yeah.
So they did 3 movies together.
Yeah.
far and away. That was a great movie.
Stanley Kubrick, however, directed Eyes Wide Shut, which a lot of people are big Stanley Kubrick fans. Did not know this, but it has the record for the most consecutive days of filming without a day off. 400 days straight of filming. At one point, Stanley Kubrick and Tom Cruise did 95 takes just walking through a door.
Okay.
Man, you got to know by take 57, people were losing their mind. Like, come on.
And if you guys are professionals, you should have had a good one by
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
I mean, come on.
And finally, I did not know this, but this is really interesting and makes total sense. The reasons doctors wear blue or green scrubs is because those are on the opposite side of the color wheel from red and pink, which makes those colors clearer during surgery. You don't want to go in and mistake someone's forearm for a liver.
Oh, well, yeah. So it's got the most contrast to skin.
Yes. Well, not to skin, but to the insides.
Well, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the body parts.
Yep,
whatever.
absolutely. So
That's
there you go.
incredible.
Blue and green, so it
Now
sticks out a little more.
that is
Learn something new every
interesting,
day.
Yeah.
Yep.
You learned us something.
That's right. Learning your stuff on a Tuesday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.